I think it's really important. A lot of women, I think, have the perception that a man's requirements are as long and extravagant as their own requirements. But
Mm.
as you just alluded to, we are actually pretty simple. We need to be respected, need to have good intimacy, we need to be, have common or reciprocity in terms of the effort that we each put into the relationship. But if those kind of three or four things are there, then most men would be willing, especially because we are more susceptible.
You'll take a bullet for her.
Yes, but yet women, the smallest little thing, then they're on the way out. You did this one time. I'm not sure if I can be with you because of that, or
Yeah, that
whatever
goes.
it's pretty wild. So why are men so susceptible to this one-itis, and how come we can be? I know if you look at infidelity, I mean, I think it's like 2 to 1. Married men are much more likely to cheat than women. However,
Well, you have
I
to
would
keep
say
in
that
mind that's
most men.
reported. That's reported. And because women have to manage their reputation, they're not going to report the indiscretions that they go out on. The real source of good information on that data, I think, is from psychologists that sit in a private consult with men and women one on one. And they'll tell you that women cheat actually more than men when they're willing to, divulge information under the blanket of security. But when it comes to a survey or they're being asked in an interview, they'll generally deny it. So yeah, I mean, we both step out, but we step out for different reasons. You see, when women step out, they actually betray that relationship. When men step out, it's cheating. So I'll use an example. I get a lot of heat when I say this. So let's take the example of the guy, uh, top shelf guy, loves his wife, his family, does all the events, the holidays, the summers, the Christmases, Thanksgivings, whatever it happens to be, always shows up. Uh, the bills are paid, everything's looked after. But because he's a successful guy, a hot young woman hits on him one time when he's at a conference and he makes a mistake and he goes and indulges. She finds out about it and then she divorces him. I'm of the opinion a woman like that is the asshole. Because when a man steps out, it's cheating. When a woman steps out, it's a betrayal. So when a woman steps out, she generally falls in love with the guy. She's generally looking to leave that guy. She's looking at him as a better option. We know this because when you ask guys that have been betrayed, they want to know, did you sleep with him? When a woman asks the guy, she wants to know, did you love her? Where did you go with her? Why did you take her to that restaurant that we go to with our family? Why did you take her to this place that you and I have been to, sort of thing? She's more concerned with the removal of resources and attention that benefit the family unit. He's more concerned with paternity because women have 100% assurance of paternity when she's pregnant. She knows that child is hers. Men have been duped throughout history, so they want to have the assurance of paternity. Not just that, like when a woman divorces a guy that makes a mistake like that, and he still genuinely loves his family and his kids, and he wants to provide and still show up for everything, but he can go out and have that exercise and come back and still forget about it because she's a bimbo. The thing is that women look at that from the lens that they view cheating, because when they cheat, it's a betrayal because they have a emotional connection to that person, generally speaking. So she thinks he's got an emotional connection to that young tart that just hit on him and he indulged. So it ruins the family. Then she exacts revenge. Let's take half his stuff. I'll alienate him from the kids. Um, then she starts bringing in new guys into the household, which, by the way, is the worst thing that you can do if you have small children, because that's where the vast majority of kids being violated come from, is a non-blood relative in the household, stepdad, stepbrother, stuff like that. So a lot of these things really aren't talked about openly. I'm the only one having these conversations, and when I do, I get judged and criticized for stating these facts. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but there's vast differences between the way men and women behave when they exercise other options. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.